there is a misconception that you need an hour to work out in order for it to be effective. But I think the key is that the most effective program is the one that challenges you.
Welcome, everyone, to the Greater Purpose Podcast. Oh, I got my real announcing voice on today. We're also live, so if you haven't caught on yet, we post this in our live Facebook group, our free Facebook group with a bunch of other goodies. And it's also on our YouTube channel later and our podcast channel. So welcome. I'm Matt, Tom, Julissa. We got the whole crew today.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've all actually been on together.
Gonna be good. What are we talking about today, Matt?
We are talking about the ideal workout length. Now, before we start getting into the nitty-gritty and the actual points of it, what is, for Julissa and Tom, what is your favorite workout length? Like if you're doing a WOD or a CrossFit workout, what do you like to see on the board? What length of time domain?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Like 9 to 12 minutes.
Ooh. I think 9 to 12 is pretty, like if we're talking energy systems, it's pretty broad still. So give me like an exact.
Now you're talking about the energy system I like. Well, I get scared when I see something like sub 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And also when I see something super, super long, because I just know that that's going to be a mental battle. But that's why I said, like, I kind of like it's 7 minutes. I like 7 minutes.
Perfect.
There you go. You know what you have me thinking of there, Tom? I think it's Miss Congeniality, the movie, where they ask her, what's your favorite date?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
May.
Is it April something?
Yeah, April something.
Not too hot, and all you need is a light jacket.
Yeah.
Probably, I would say 16 minutes is my, yeah. I like a good chipper. I can push. After that, it's too much, but 16 minutes, I can grind for a good chunk of time. And I think that's where I thrive.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. I asked you guys first because I was having a hard time. I really have to commit.
Sub 5, all out.
Yeah. Yeah. That or really long. I'm on both ends of the spectrum, either really long mental grind or really short, get it over with.
Mm-hmm.
So we're talking about that. We're not just talking about what you like the most in the gym, but what.
I wouldn't have a podcast where we just talk about things we like.
We could do that. I think so. For people that don't know, I mean, let's talk about more of not necessarily the science. We're not going to get into it too much, but what's the ideal length for getting results? And we'll start with this statement. It depends. It depends on the time you have. It depends on your goals. It depends on if you're training for something special. But we're going to let's just use a generalization here and say people want to lose weight, gain muscle, and they have limited time. Go.
Yeah, I think for let's say general health, general fitness, we're not like training for a marathon or a powerlifting competition. I think there is a misconception that you need an hour to work out in order for it to be effective. But I think the key is that the most effective program is the one that challenges you. And that might be intensity wise, that might occasionally be time wise, but more often it's not. It's more weight intensity and challenging your energy system. So variety too. And I think that can easily be accomplished in 20, 30 minutes. I know, like, I rarely have an hour to work out, and like, not to toot my own horn, but I'm probably the fittest I've ever been. And I used to work out for 2.5 hours, and I'm way fitter now than I was then. So I think it just goes to show, like, it really just has to be a well-programmed system in order for it to be effective. It doesn't have to be long.
Yeah. I mean, CrossFit's methodology is increase work capacity across broad times and modal domains. So modal domains mean different kinds of exercises. But they've seen now that CrossFit, or some people call it high intensity training, that you're going to get the best bang for your buck. And even if you think of it in like a principle based way, more focused energy is going to produce better results. Even if we take it outside the realm of fitness, right? Like if me and you hang out, Jaleesa, and it's better to have focused attention and meaningful attention than a long, let's say we're going on a date, and then a long date where we are doing multiple things at once. We want to be intentional with our time.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with your workout. So instead of wandering around the gym on your phone and saying you worked out for an hour, right? You walk here for a little bit, then go over here. Well, you're probably better to, hey, let's speed up the treadmill a bit, run a little bit, do some squats, run a little bit more, do some squats, do some push-ups. You're out of there, you're sweating, you're done. Deposit made.
Yeah, I think for sure, like most effective workouts is when I don't actually have that much time. And it's like, I have to get this done, but I only have 12 minutes to do it. So I got to hustle. Because then, like you're giving it your all. You're limited. You don't have time to waste. And you know that you're going to get the best bang for your buck. And I think it's important to note too, that like most CrossFit gyms like ours, our class times are an hour, but I can safely say 0 times is the workout actually an hour. And we include, of course, warm-ups and cool downs and accessory work and all that kind of stuff. But that doesn't say that like if you're at home or on the road or whatever, and you only have 20 minutes to work out, you can't get a great workout in that amount of time just because it's not an hour or whatever it might be.
Yeah, that's probably the most common misconception, I think, and you kind of touched on that already, is like it's got to be at least 60 minutes. And I think when we started implementing like our 30-minute personal training sessions, people are like, how much are you actually going to get done in 30 minutes?
Yeah.
Like we can get a lot done in 30 minutes. And like from a strength perspective, I know some people will go to the gym and like hit like 12 sets of chest, like 12 different exercises on their chest. I'm like, well, it depends on your goals, obviously, but to me, that seems a little excessive. Like maybe hit 3 or 4 different exercises and then recover from that and then come back again. Like in my opinion, our opinion, I guess, is depends on your goal, of course, for everything, but you don't need to spend more than 60 minutes in a class session or in a workout session in order to get some pretty good overall health and fitness results. It doesn't need to be 2-3 hours lifting weights or, weights then cardio or whatever. Some people like that split, but
Yeah,
we found it to be very effective. Like Jaleesa said, there are multiple days when like either her and I or you and I, Matt, will work out and we have like half an hour or 20 minutes, and that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then we do whatever workouts on the board. We'll warm up for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes maybe, and then hit the workout on the board. Sometimes less of a warm up, but we'll talk about that a different day. But yeah, sometimes it's just get into it. If you're feeling good, then go for it.
Go for it. It's like, is it the law of diminishing returns, right? At some point, the amount of effort you're putting in, you're not going to get it back.
Yeah.
Right? And that's a mental thing. That's a mental thing for a lot of people. You start to believe that you need to burn X amount of calories. So that's another thing people have to get over in their mind is it's not just about the calories you're burning while you're exercising, right? So long, slow distance, which there's nothing wrong with that. That's a great way to build your cardiovascular health and burn calories. Long, slow distance on your Fitbit or whatever watch you're using, you're going to burn more calories, but it doesn't compare to when you do high intensity training, how many calories you burn after exercise. Like it lasts a long time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The afterburn is much more. I think that you touched on a good point there, though, of just that. I think the key with seeing benefit in a shorter amount of time is like the person's willingness to add intensity. And of course, intensity is relative. And if you're used to only, say, walking or jogging really slow, and you only have 10 minutes and you're like, no, I only walk or jog, you're not going to get a good workout in 10 minutes if you're just going to walk. But if you're like, man, I got 10 minutes, I'm going to see how many burpees I can do in 10 minutes. You're going to get the best workout of your life because you're willing to do a little bit of extra intensity. And of course, like I said, intensity is relative. And for some people that might mean step down, step up burpees to a bench, which is totally fine too. But it is just like, the shorter the amount of time, the more willing you have to be to get a little uncomfortable. And I think it's important to say that so people don't think like, oh, I can just walk for 10 minutes and get the same benefit as walking for an hour. Well, not exactly. There has to be some give and take in your willingness and ability to push it in that short amount of time.
Even there too, like if you have 10 minutes, say you do normally just walk, and you shouldn't say just walk, say you do normally walk and you have normally do it for an hour, but you only have 10 minutes this time, going for the walk is better than not going for the walk too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? So just to keep momentum going. Like if you've had like a streak of walking for X amount of days and you have 10 minutes, but you don't go on the walk, you kind of wreck the streak. Okay, Matt?
I always fiddle like this as I'm thinking.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And I'm distracted.
That's a good point, Tom, in saying like, well, I only have 10 minutes, that's fine. So I'm going to speed walk that 10 minutes. Or, every minute I'm going to stop and do 10 squats while I walk or whatever. Just like getting the most in that short amount of time is still 1,000% better than just saying, well, I don't have time, because everybody has time.
Is it actually 1,000%? Is that the...
Yeah, that's scientific. It's mathematical. I did the calculations. Actually, yeah.
999.99.
Exactly.
Yeah, I guess to kind of bring it all to a close is it depends. Short and intense is usually better than mindlessly trying everything for a long period of time. And it's just kind of like that law of attention and focus, right? If you focus on one thing at a time, you're going to get way further than you are trying to do multiple things at once. It's that thing that can kind of go into different categories of your life. So it's, again, becoming that person who is consistent. Worry more about consistency in intensity than complex, long, getting everything perfect, and you'll see the results. We've seen it time and time again. It's just, yeah, I'm rambling now. So you guys make sure to jump in when I do that.
You were nailing it.
Was I nailing it?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Shoot. Now I lost it.
You can just say, to summarize, even if you have 10 minutes, you can still get a good workout.
Okay. To close out, let's ask a fun question and then we'll close this down. Anyone have a good, fun question? The question we opened with was length of workout. You guys have a question for each other?
Oh,
Okay. If you only had 10 minutes to work out and you had to program it for yourself, what would you do?
Are you saying for the results or what you want?
Well, just generally, like you just want to get a workout. That's it. You have 10 minutes. Go.
I guess I can start. Go ahead, Tom.
at home or in the gym?
At home. Let's do at home.
Oh.
Yeah, let's do no equipment. Because then maybe someone is like, oh, that's a good idea. I'm going to write that down. I'm going to do that.
Okay, I'm going to say mountain climbers. They're deceiving and hard. I'm going to put mountain climbers in there. I'm going to put some sort of squat variation. I guess I need to put something. Mountain climbers, jumping lunges, and hold on. Something that is easy that I don't really have to warm up for. Jumping lunges. Maybe push-ups. I was going to say sit-ups, but yeah, sit-ups.
I like it.
I still remember one workout that I did at I think it was running around the track around the arena at the rink. It was 200 meter, or I think it was 10 or 12 minute AMRAP, 200 meter run, 20 air squats, 10 push-ups. Super simple, but just like
Devastating.
try to go fast.
Mhm.
I like to go
That was a good one.
fast.
I would do 20 jump squats, 15 burpees, 10 jumping lunges.
Ooh,
Yep. Just
why
over-
would you do that to yourself?
I love them so much.
Two lunge. I wonder, whoever's listening, can you guess Jaleesa's favorite type of movement, archetype or shape?
Not squatting.
That's squatting.
Fine.
Okay, friends, this has been wonderful. Thanks everyone for listening. If you're listening on YouTube, make sure to like and subscribe. That's what we say. We've never said that before, but make sure you do it now. If you listen to our podcast, make sure you share it with someone who might benefit. If you're not in their Facebook group, feel free to click the link and join a free Facebook group. Cheers.